So let's talk about Fintech's role in bridging the gap, right? And financial policy. Where do you see the biggest innovation for Africa's Fintech space within the next 5 years?
I would say with the way we're moving right now, it really is around, aside just payments, as I mentioned, I think it's more on powering trade, cross-border payments, obviously sustainability. I would also mention capacity building.
I don't think that as a continent, we've been able to hack the cross-border payment thing.
I think probably because of the policies that have been, but I know that is something that is being worked on to be changed. I know that there are dialogues that are happening over the months, every quarter, just to see how we can refine this, right?
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the 0 to 1 podcast. My name is Jifa Mensa Akbata, and on today's episode, I'll be speaking with Onyeka Ekeh. She's the COO and Head of Digital Impact and Marketing at BlueSPACE Financial Cloud. Welcome, Onyeka.
Thank you, Jifa. Thank you for having me here.
How you doing?
I'm very well. Yourself?
I'm good. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in how long?
Maybe a year or two.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been a while. Great. So in 2018, you left Nigeria for Ghana.
Yeah.
Why?
I think a lot of people ask me that question anytime they find out that I'm a Nigerian working in Ghana. So back in 2017, I used to work for a company in Lagos, and it was a company that sold a school management software. And at the time, I was handling the admin side of things. And a little bit, I dabbled into like helping them with social media. And I remember you always use like Google Drawings to do designs. That's how simple it was. And one day I was going to work. I was in the bus. And it just came to my spirit. I would say then it came to my spirit. I know the Holy Spirit told me, said, you can do an internship in another country, in an African country, if you want to transition into another space.
Sure.
At first, it sounded very strange. Like, why would I travel to another African country? So I think I got to work that day, started researching on Google, and 2 countries came to mind, Uganda and Ghana. And at the point, I think I reached out to a friend of mine who I knew had seen one of his snaps that he was doing a program here in Ghana, an entrepreneurship program. I just messed. So I reached out to him and told him I have this, feeling that I want to go into another space. I feel like the job market is about to change. And if I need to apply for another job, I need to have a skill set. That's what I said to him. And I remember Simon is like, okay, these are the things that happens in tech. These are the different roles, but you have to, probably explore the options. Within that period, this is from 2017 to like the end of 2017, roughly. And then I quit my job with the hope that I was coming to Ghana to start afresh. So by 2018 March, I didn't have a job yet in Ghana. I had resigned from my job in Lagos. So I was at home just with the hope that, yes, I was going to come to Ghana. I was sending out applications. I did all of that. But then nothing came through. There was a lot of rejections. I didn't even get anyone say, oh, come and work, because who's going to carry someone all the way from Nigeria? So what happened was around March, there was a social media week event that was happening in Lagos, and a few of the best startups came to Nigeria at the time. So I met with them, explained to them what I was looking at doing. And they're like, are you sure you want to leave your country and come to Ghana? I'm like, yeah, I think I can. And then they told me my friend was also traveling because he got another job outside the country. So like, if you have to come to Ghana, you have to come now.
Like your friend who was in Ghana?
Yes.
Got it.
So I think I went back home, and then I told them at home that, I'd gotten this job. Yeah, that's what I said. I told them I'd gotten the job and I was, starting this new career space. So I bought my ticket. I bought a bus ticket I didn't fly. I packed my, I was like, I'll be back in 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I came here. Luckily, I think I came into a community that everyone was very supportive. Because my friend traveled and it was just me and the people that he had introduced me to. So one way or the other, they all helped with either a placement at the first startup that I worked with, and then with also resources that I needed, restructuring my CVs. I mean, I remember the Monday I arrived, like I arrived on a Saturday that week. I printed all my CVs, took a taxi or maybe Uber at the time. And then we had mapped out the different offices I could go drop a CV around American House. And I was just dropping my CV. Then I was telling them, oh, I want to intern. I remember one company, the guy asked me and said, are you okay? Like, why did you leave? Like Nigeria of all places, you can thrive there, obviously. But I was like, no, I think I want a different environment. I want to leave my comfort zone and come to a place where it's new and basically start afresh. So yeah, I think for me at the time, it was really hard because I think the first 2 weeks I wanted to go back home.
Can you imagine?
Just tell them that I
didn't get a job. I just wanted to try something different.
There was nothing. Yeah. I mean, this was like even accommodation. Like I had nothing here. So it was funny that I left a good paying job. Yeah. In Lagos at the time. To come and hustle. Yes. To just come here and start and go into the tech space. And I think one of the best part about the startups that were part of the MERS program is the founders I worked with were really, really good. They would always make sure I attend all the master classes, all the webinars. So I was learning. I had access to the mentors as well. So I was also picking up, even though I probably wasn't sure if I was going to go the route of being a founder. But, the skill set that you need to build a business, I was picking all of that.
How long did it take you to get a job?
To get a job?
Yeah, when
my
you
first
arrived.
Internship.
Yeah.
Probably like a month.
That's good.
Yeah, because I came in March. So I think somewhere April ending, I had that internship.
That was quick.
Yes. It was quick.
Let's talk about you learning on the job, right? So you've transitioned from marketing to product development and you did some design, you did some coding. How did you decide that, okay, I want to learn all of these things? Or first of all, you wanted to enter the tech industry, and you got into it.
Yeah.
At what point did you say, this is what I want to do? Or was it because you were trying to find the particular thing you wanted to focus on that made you try so many, different aspects?
I think because it was a new space for me, I wanted to see where my strengths, what I could do based on my previous skills. So from where I was coming from, I had done things in operations, event management, and I was dabbling into social media at the time. So I would say why I tried all of those things was to, okay, let me narrow it down. Where is my strength here? Can I do marketing? Am I good at communication? I would always see with the developers when they're building a product and, okay, give my feedback. So it means that I can translate whatever it is they are building to the end user. So I had to try a lot of things until I found, okay, this is something that I'm focused on this. Marketing, product marketing. It's all within the same space. It's all within the same skill sets. You want to make sure that whatever is being built, someone is actually using the product or service that you're offering. So after exploring all of it, I tried coding. I think that was during COVID. Everyone did something new during COVID. So I tried coding at the time. I was like, okay, it's nice. At least I understand what it means, but maybe it's not really for me. So product marketing communications was just something that I knew I could thrive in. Okay.
Pivoting your career is not an easy thing to do. Yeah. There's a lot of fear around it. If someone wants to make a career pivot today, what would be your message to that person?
I think you have to be willing. It's hard. It's that they say that when you pick up your bag and go to another country, you can't do anything in this world.
That's true. I believe that.
Yeah. So it has to be something that you want. It has to be something that you desire. And you also have to be very open and willing to learn. Don't assume that what you know before is what you're going to bring into that space. Because trust me, it's like you don't know anything. It's a new space. The only thing you can bring with you is what you have naturally, your own superpowers. But anything outside that, just come willing to learn. That's what I would say to them. Don't assume that you know it all. Leave everything that you've always known before. And humility is key. Ask people questions. I asked a lot of questions. I showed up a lot of times, even where I remember there was a time someone said, "I see you everywhere." I'm like, like, yes, you see, because I was attending the events, not because I probably wanted to, but I just wanted to learn what was the new thing, what was the trend, So be willing to learn, be open to people, have a very good community, because it goes a long way. It really goes a long way.
So you've successfully led flagship programs like DevCon Summit. You have represented Ghana in international tech festivals and so many conferences.
Yeah.
What do you think that is lacking in the Ghanaian tech space?
I think it's one key thing is the support that the startups need.
Financial support?
Yeah, financial support, as well as guidance when it comes to building. Some startups, I think they go ahead of their time, and before you know it, the startup has raised, and next thing they shut down.
But is that an issue of a lack of support and guidance? But if you raised, that's financial support.
Yes, it's financial support, but they still need to guide them. Sometimes maybe you probably have to raise small, or for some startups who bootstrap, they understand what they are building. It's not like, so my issue is I see a lot of startups that once they get the funding and then it's done, everyone packs up and goes.
Yeah.
So the question that was the question that's run around my head. Then like, okay, so I thought you were trying to solve a problem with or without, but you need the money.
They need to survive.
Yes, but there are some startups that try to do it even without the funding.
True.
But even if you get the funding, I think they need the right guidance. Those who have done it before, like it's great to reach out to them, let them show you the road. I say follow who no road is how they say it in my country.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. So your current role, you are the COO of BlueSPACE Financial Cloud.
Yes.
I feel like I always want to say cloud financial. Financial cloud.
Yeah.
What does a week in your life look like?
I mean, it's operations as well as marketing. So it's making sure that all the moving parts, holding it from the dev team to the marketing team to operations teams, making sure that whatever it is that we set out for the week or for the quarter, everyone is in tune. We're all in alignment, and obviously always have to report to the CEO, the founder. It's always meetings back to back, a lot of meetings. The focus is always on the customer, making sure that we're serving them right. So it's always pretty packed. Some weeks can be very packed. Sometimes I'm preparing like from Sunday evening to make sure I have full alignment for the week. My team will always set goals that, okay, we need to achieve this by the end of this quarter. If we're not doing something right, we quickly re-strategize or we pivot. How do we make this better? What did we do wrong? So it's usually what I have to make sure that I oversee across the different departments that we have.
What products do you guys have out in the market now?
So we have an auto insurance marketplace product called Be Insured, where you have the various insurance companies here in Ghana on the marketplace. And we did this in collaboration with MTN Momo. The idea is that we want those who also don't have access to like smartphones can access auto insurance very quick on USSD, as well as the convenience and affordability of the policies they get to buy. So you can buy for as low as 1 month or 3 months or even 6 months, depending on what your budget is at the time. The idea is to make sure that, the drivers have access to this very quick. Because most times, some of them, I've had situations where we've spoken to some of the drivers we've met during marketing activations. They've all packed their cars because they don't have insurance and they don't want to get caught on the road. But, speaking to them and letting them know that, okay, you can buy for as well as 1 month if that's what you can afford for now. And then they are included in when it comes to buying auto insurance.
Okay. Financial inclusion is at the center of your work. What does that look like for you personally?
I think for me, aside from the fact that we use it a lot, it's like a buzzword in the fintech space. The key thing is serving the customer, making sure that whatever it is that we're doing in-house, the customer is the focus. If it's access to, payments or insurance or any other vertical within the fintech space or insurance space, we are serving the customer. We are building around the problems of the customer, trying to solve problems for them. That's how I see it when it comes to financial inclusion. We're not just, saying the buzzword because it's financial. No, we're actually trying to solve a problem. We're trying to make impact here. We're trying to make sure that the customer is definitely at the forefront of what we're building, and we're not building in isolation. A lot of times I see a lot of products, I'm like, do we really need this now? There are other problems that we can tackle, right? That people are really facing. So it's not just building a maze. I mean, right now there are a lot of payments platforms. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I've lost track. But
with poor rates.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's like a personal problem I have, but with poor rates.
Yeah, but I think the focus is just making sure that everybody within the markets, they're included financially in one way or the other. It's as simple as the woman who is selling something at the marketplace. She has a bookkeeping channel where she can, monitor her sales. There's access to loans and, credit and all of that. So it's not just only payments. It should include everyone within the chain.
I like the sound of access to credit. I feel like it's one thing that as Africans, we really are not privileged to have a lot of.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's because of a trust issue, or do you think because we do not have the systems to support making loans and credit accessible to everybody? Like, for instance, the woman at the marketplace or the woman at the junction who sells oranges.
I think it's just our economy, our country.
The economy is too bad to support other people.
I mean, you see some, like, for example, some of these loan companies back in Nigeria, when people default on their loans, you're seeing families, their faces, for sending you WhatsApp messages. I'm like, what is this?
I saw one on Twitter where they like make an obituary of you and then they send it to like your friends.
Exactly.
Which is scary.
Exactly.
I feel like everything in Nigeria is brutal. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like in the Ghanaian context, what do you think?
I think because you still see some cases where someone has taken a loan and then they don't pay back unless there's proper due diligence that is done on the individual before you can give them. But I think anyone who is doing a business, the market women, any business should have access to such resources, because sometimes running a business can be very hard. You see how the exchange rate affects a lot of things. People don't have access to capital to actually buy their goods or get things that they need to sell. So if there's a way that some of the loan companies can really help the business people build their credit score, allow them take some of this loans, start little and see how, they have, instead of just completely not having it available to the public. But I know there are a few companies that, support businesses on that scale.
Okay. Let's come back to tech. You are a judge on multiple startup programs. What are the common pitfalls you see these professionals make that you would want them to be wary of?
That's with the individuals or like the startups?
With the individuals, like the founders in this case, yeah.
I think one of the things I see is having the right team. Because having a very good team at the foundation of your startup goes a long way. I've seen a lot when it comes to, you see a great business, a great business idea that, these founders are trying to solve, and it's like, great. And then a few weeks or months later, they've gone their separate ways. Why? There was either an issue with the team, and it feels like sometimes the vision of what they were trying to solve just goes down the drain.
Yeah.
I think having the right team is very key. Making sure that everyone is in alignment. That's practically your family because you're building with them. So it's like, come rain, come shine, we're all still in this together. It's very hard to find people like that.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Even with someone who's running a business and you have your staff with you, if you don't pay salaries for months, everyone is already squeezing their faces like, okay, peace and love.
People need to eat. So.
Exactly. But it takes, people who see the vision with you to want to stay and make sure that, okay, you have told us this is what you want to do as a lead or as a founder, and we'll make sure that this happens. So I think having the right team, I see that sometimes the team plays a very huge impact. I might be wrong, but I've seen that happen a couple of times with a few startups that I've come in contact with. And then I would say the guardians, people who have walked that journey. I think it's really time for them to really give back to those who are now coming into the space, or people who are still there and still trying to find their way around. It would help instead of just leaving them alone. Because sometimes you go for some of these events, the founders are there. Like, really let them know. Don't give the beautiful story. Let them know that this you're going to face these challenges. It's going to be hard, right? So it's not all rosy. There are times where you will want to back out, but these are the steps you can take. Have the right people, have the right community. I mean, it's the same thing when it goes to professionals too. There were times where I felt like, okay, maybe I made a mistake. I should have just stayed back and continue what I was doing. But I had to tell myself that I wanted this. If you want it, you stay through it. That's just, if you want it, you stay. Nobody will tell you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Personal development is a key part of your life, from what I know and gather.
Yeah.
What is your personal development routine like?
I like to stay informed very well. What is new? What is different? What are people doing right now? What are the tools that companies are also using? What is happening within my space? I don't think I want to just be, okay, this is what I know and I'm doing it. No. I feel it's going to change. It doesn't stop. It's just how we're able to adapt to it.
Yeah.
Right. So I try to make sure that I'm in tune with whatever it is that's happening within the industry. If I have to read articles, sometimes over the weekends I'm going through, articles that I probably saved. I'm like, I want to know what this person is doing in this industry. Probably somebody who also has the same background with me, or also did a transition into the space I'm in now. Where are they now? What's their next? Because we always want to, what's the next thing? How do I go and improve what I have right now? Because you can't stay with the same thing forever. Yeah. You always have to keep adapting to what the environment is bringing.
The day you decided to leave Nigeria to come to Ghana,
yeah,
what's the one thing you wish somebody would have told you?
That I'll cry some nights. Yeah.
So sorry, that sounds sad.
Oh yeah, because it's the truth. Like, most times when I tell people, like, I give the quick summary of the story, but it was hard. It was really hard. First of all, you're coming to a country that there's no family member, and you also have to tell your people back home that I'm fine.
Yeah.
When you call.
Always.
So, and you don't want to go back because you've not done what you need to do. So I would say it's going to be hard, but you have to brace yourself and be willing to just go through every level. It's how you play games, right? The first level is always very simple.
Yeah.
And then when you get to level 3, you can jump something. But then you realize that level 5 is like
really tough.
Tons are there, but you just keep pushing. There's always a way. There's one thing I've come to find out. Even though it's hard, there's always a way. With God by your side.
Would you say that you have the community now and you have family now?
Oh, that one I can't even I have a lot of people. I have that strong community because I'm always, seeking to know more. I would say most of the roles I even got was within the community because I had either done something, I had worked for someone just to volunteer. There were times I was volunteering without even getting paid, right? I was doing it because I wanted to learn. So then people see your work and they see the value that you can bring. And it's like, okay, we should bring her on board. Then I get those introductions and
You're probably the best person to talk about networking, especially because you just moved from like one place, like a place where, you were born, bred, your family is, and then you come to this whole place that you don't know. And then you've just networked your way into like multiple roles. You're doing excellently here with your job.
I smile a lot.
It's your smile. I think there's more to that.
So it's so interesting. Like sometimes I could go for some events. I do a few networking, like I speak to people. But where I currently work, the CEO, I think in 2019, I had to volunteer at one of these events in Ghana. And he was there. But I didn't know that 2022, I would work for this person. Well, I didn't get to meet him there because obviously that version of me wasn't ready to work with the organization. I thought about it someday. I was like, wow, interesting. I was at the same event he was at, but, I didn't get to meet him. I was just doing my job. But fast forward 2022, I had the right skill set. I had more experience in leading teams and managing teams and projects as well. So I had a better resume to apply for, a role. So I think it's just having a good conversation with someone. It doesn't have to be anything serious.
So first go for all the events, second have conversations with people.
So, it's funny. I run away from the events now.
No, but back then.
Yeah. Back then, go for the events that that, okay, you see the lineup. It's a good one. I want to learn from this person. What do I want to get from it? If it's something that's going to drain me, it's okay, no. Go for the events, something you're obviously going to learn so that at least I know that I learned something from here. Meet with people, ask questions. You never know, exchange numbers. There'll be one person who will stand out that that, I once met this person at an event. I should reach out to them again for something. Connect on LinkedIn. I think recently I had I think a Twitter space. Also my speakers, I met them at an event. Had a great conversation with them, told them what I do, and, we connected over that. And then subsequently, I've been engaging with them as well.
So let's talk about Fintech's role in bridging the gap, right? And financial policy. Where do you see the biggest innovation for Africa's Fintech space within the next 5 years?
I would say with the way we're moving right now, it really is around, aside just payments, as I mentioned, I think it's more on powering trade, cross-border payments, obviously sustainability, and then most importantly, I would also mention capacity building as well. Because in as much as we're in this space of fintech, we need people who have the talents as well.
What does capacity building mean in fintech? Is it different from the usual, let's build talent to handle or like to take up jobs? Does it look very different in the fintech space?
There are instances where you have a client who wants to build a certain fintech product and they specifically would prefer someone who has a background in that
fintech space.
So it's like whilst you're building the products, it might not just even be fintech, right? You're making sure that you're creating jobs within that space for whatever it is that you're building, from start to finish. So that's one of the things we do under our innovation hub. We have a talent factory under BlueSPACE Financial, which is called the innovation hub as well. So aside from just helping startups, we also help talents, and the capacity building we do is surrounded like within the fintech space, the products, the developers, the people who sell, right? So as someone who is a customer support person, they fully understand products within the financial space. They have been well taught, right? The developer has a track record of building financial products on different verticals back to back. Obviously, that individual has vast knowledge when it comes to any word or anything financial related, right? So I think what I see in the next couple of years is we'll be focusing on cross-border payments. I mean, trade, basically. You want to be able to buy something from somebody who is in Nairobi. There's ease of trade within
Africa.
within Africa, and then there's the sustainable energy as well with agriculture. And then I would add on the capacity side of things as well. We want people who are, we have individuals who are really, who, if you look at them in this industry, they're self-taught. They don't have the background as well, right? So they fully go into the space and they're learning. So I think that is something that we can also transfer to a lot of individuals as well who want to come into the fintech space when it comes to talents.
I don't think that as a continent we've been able to hack the cross-border payment thing. I think a few startups have tried, but then eventually it just gets to a point where we are like, you know what, let me go to the UK and do UK to Ghana or Canada to Ghana or some sort of like intercontinental rather than cross-border payments in Africa. Why is it different? And why is it difficult?
I think probably because of the policies that have been, but I know that is something that is being worked on, to be changed. I know that there are dialogues that are happening over the months, every quarter, just to see how we can refine this, right? For example, on MCA Momo, you can send money now to Nigeria on the same *17 to someone who uses a Momo account as well back in Nigeria, right? So I think it would take time, but I know there are policies that they are trying to refine within this space so that it's just easy for everyone. I think for Africa, it shouldn't be this hard. Where we are right now, we should be moving past. But with fintech, I think we're doing well in the financial. Like we're trying. We're doing really well. We're doing really, really well. I saw a tweet some days back, and the lady was talking about how Silicon Valley, they were trying PayPal. I think they were trying to figure out payment, but look at how we've sort of fixed our space with mobile money and Pesa and all. So I think Africa's trying. The founders are really trying to make sure that we solve the needed problem.
I don't sound convinced, but let me know down to talk down to someone's industry.
But let's see. Let's see what it looks like. But I know that conversations like that are happening. People are building behind the scene. They're doing things behind the scene. At least I have been privileged to be in some of those rooms where I've heard conversations like that about products or platforms that will launch that will ease the cross-border trade payments. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's a hassle. If I want to send money to Nigeria, I have to go through Forex bureaus.
Yeah. But now it's easy. You can do that.
I'm just hearing the mobile money thing.
Yeah, you can actually send to Nigeria.
But mobile money in Nigeria doesn't have a high penetration, unlike Ghana and unlike Kenya.
Yeah.
So,
but you can actually do to the bank.
Okay, so like you send like a token to the bank and then the person goes right at the bank.
You can actually send like MCM Momo, wallet or bank. So it'll give you the option. Do you want to send to a bank account or do you want to do to a wallet?
Interesting.
Yeah, so you have all the banks there. So I think it's powered by PAPS.
Okay, so we should be on the lookout for cross-border payments.
Yeah.
How do you think that economies, and by economies here I mean countries, can relax their policies? I know that relaxing policies will not be like a good thing for people to hear because policies are there for a reason. But how do you think they can work their way around policies when it comes to money transfer, like across? I think 2 days ago or yesterday, I saw in the news that Bank of Ghana, for instance, which is our central bank, had banned a couple of like fintech apps, like TapTapSend and some of the other like very popular ones that we usually send money to, like intercontinental. How do you think that we need to be looking at policies, like these countries can look at policies to enable like ease of financial inclusion and payments, and all of these things boils down to financial inclusion. So how should we look at these policies that we are not yet like looking at it?
Yeah, I think the simple thing is like when the founders are building, please build with the regulators involved from start to finish. Don't
That's
build
a good one.
In isolation and then show them a product. They're going to obviously give you a lot of question marks. So I think the regulators should also be very, open to innovation. which is key. And I know they are. You see some of the events or the hackathon. I think last year we did the AI Summit. They had this conversation too as well. And the key thing, don't build in isolation. Make sure that you are getting the right guidance from them. They have some of these programs where they can get startups to, also test their sandbox and everything. So don't just build because, yes, it's a problem, but you have to make sure that whatever it is you're building, you are within the right, legal grounds around it. So don't build in isolation. Build with, the policies and the regulator in mind. Let them literally hold your hand because these are policies within, things that your product will serve other countries and every country with its own needs and requirements. So don't build in isolation. Build with the regulator in mind. Very key.
I want us to go again to the startups because you did work with them a lot and you now have like a talent fact sheet that you're managing people and all of that. If someone wants to start, somebody has a brilliant idea and they want to come up with the next fintech, for instance, give me 3 things they need to do from idea to reality. I'm sure there'll be a lot of things, more than 3. But what are like the 3 things you think that they should take? 3 steps to take today.
The first thing is obviously they have a problem that they want to solve, right? Fully flesh out your idea. Have a full understanding. Do your market research.
Very important.
Do your market research so that you don't come out before the market is ready.
You have said this twice. What do you mean by coming out before the market is ready?
Okay. So the first startup I worked with, we were building a very great solution. When I joined them as an intern, I thought it was amazing. I still think it's an amazing solution. And it was great. But every time we had to meet with the customer that was going to use this service, they're like, no, we do it this way. Okay, we're trying to tell you, we want to make life easy for you. Oh, no. We'll do it like this. It was a struggle to onboard them.
Yeah.
To bring them, because they are used to what they know.
They are okay with whatever problem they have. Exactly. Sometimes they might not even want to solve the problem at all. They don't want to
because something is they are not interested in trying to solve it. They want to just focus on because probably something is helping them there. So it's like don't automate it for us. We don't want to see everything. So it's like we don't need it. So was it a great product? Yes.
Yeah.
But was the market ready for it?
Yeah.
No.
That's it.
I haven't seen anyone with that service here in Ghana. Have I seen it outside the country? Yes, I have. Is it a great product? It's amazing to have a marketplace like that. But nobody's doing it here. They just weren't ready to come on board. Even with us building the insurance space, you have to also explain to the insurer that it's a marketplace. We're bringing everyone here. So like a full market, no one has, monopoly over the market. So everyone's coming to pick and select, compare and choose. So in some sectors, it's like a complete no. So the market has to be ready. If it's not, you just end up going in circles and then you have to either you pivot or you just say, okay, no, this is not for me. Let me just go somewhere else.
Okay. So a fully fleshed idea, market research.
Yes.
And making sure that the market is ready.
It's ready for you. Okay.
So that ties into the market research, right?
Yes.
So your final one.
How the right people around? I mean people, the right
the
people.
Team.
Yeah, the right team, the right mentors. Because sometimes all it could take is just someone introducing you to somebody else, and that opens the doors for opportunities. For me, as a professional, like someone who's done 9 to 5, I've seen that happen, and I know it can be replicated with founders as well.
Yeah.
Just one introduction, and it's like a domino effect of so many people, and then you just realize one morning you have this massive network that I can reach out to this person, I can reach out to this person. So, have the right people around you who see your vision. If it's something you came up with, a problem, that you want to solve with somebody, you guys are obviously in line. But if it's just you and now you're bringing people on board, make sure you sell the vision to them so that even if you are sleeping, they can help you carry it.
What do you do for fun before we go?
What do I can I say sleep?
It's valid. It's valid.
Oh, I think I just love the beautiful things of life, family and friends. I like to really hang out with my family. I miss them sometimes because of, I go home once in a while, but I have family here as well. And I'm just like finding my own time, relaxing. Yeah, it's the things I do for fun.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening to today's episode with Onyeka Ekeh. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you all next week. Please like, subscribe, and follow. Bye-bye.